Memory cards have been important for console games for a long time, and I actually think we might be coming out the other side of it a little bit, in that consoles all have internal storage now, so you can save to that until it gets full. But if we go back to the dawn of saving, that was called don't turn off your console. And I'm serious, there was no method to save your game through a power cycle. You just had to leave your console on, and it was common to leave a console on for an entire weekend so you didn't lose your progress. It really sucked if your parents just thought you'd left your game console on and turned it off for you. Then came the password save. The game would give you a string of characters, or sometimes a weird picture with lots of different dots or whatever. You had to write down this weird code or pattern and then enter it into the game the next time you turned it on. And after that, we still weren't really up to memory cards. We had inbuilt memory into some cartridges that let you save your game to the cartridge. The Legend of Zelda on NES gets the title of the first video game to ever have this inbuilt, although I do know of an earlier cartridge. It's just not really a game, although you could program games on it. Then memory cards hit. My first experience with memory cards were these guys, the PlayStation and the Nintendo 64. The Nintendo 64 really didn't need memory cards. Most of the games let you save straight to the cartridge, although I used to hire tons of games from my local video shop, so the ones that did support the memory card were awesome. It meant I get to keep my save file for next time. The PlayStation, however, I actually didn't own a memory card to begin with. I used to just leave it on like I was talking about before, but I did eventually get one. These are actually two of my OG memory cards, although I did have an earlier PlayStation one than this. But while these are a bajillion times larger than the micro SD card here, they're still not that big, are they? What about this guy? He's getting a bit chunkier, isn't he? I mean, it's got a screen and a D-pad and buttons and everything built into it, so it's gonna be pretty chunky, but no, I don't think that's really that big, do you? The Neo Geo card? It's definitely larger that way, but it's skinny as. It's got no volume to it. That's not big. Mega CD? This is actually a memory card. It's in the same housing as a Mega Drive cartridge, and it goes in the cartridge slot of the Mega Drive, but all it lets you do is save your game progress if you've got a Mega CD, which is a CD attachment with extra specs that went onto the Mega Drive. Then we've got the Saturn, which is marginally larger, and unlike the Mega CD one, has its own slot. This was actually designed to be a giant memory card. They weren't just using the cartridge slot because it was convenient. We're nearly there, I promise. We've got this gigantic Turbophile Twin. This thing is for the Super Famicom, the Japanese Super Nintendo. It's not really card form factor, but it does exactly the same thing as a memory card, and that's its only function. It plugs into a controller port because the Super Famicom doesn't have a memory card slot. And while this is gigantic, it's not the biggest one I could find. The biggest memory card I could find any evidence of is this. Look at the size of it! It's huge! And you have to put batteries in the memory card, otherwise it won't hold your save. So as far as I could find, this is the largest memory card in existence. Not by storage space, no, by physical size. So what gigantic console does this thing connect to? Probably gonna have gigantic cartridges, right? Oh, these are the cartridges for it. They're like credit cards. Gigantic controllers? No, they're kind of normal sized controllers for that era. Alright, come on, the console has to be huge, right? How else would this connect to it? Well, you see, there it is. If you put it under the memory card, it disappears. The Tennokoe 2, or Ni, or whatever flavor 2 you want to use from Japanese, is a memory card for the NEC PC Engine, one of the most compact home consoles I know of. And to connect it, you actually plug the console into the memory card. The NEC PC Engine is a late 80s Japanese console which is actually really good. It saw heaps of success in Japan and not really anywhere else. In the USA, it came out as the TurboGrafx 16 and didn't sell too well. Somewhere in Europe, it came out as the TurboGrafx, but didn't sell enough to even be sure of which country it was sold in. And yes, these are all the same system, it's just that in Japan, small things were cool, and outside Japan, big things were cool. These ones didn't do anything different other than swapping around some of the pins in the cartridge port so you couldn't swap games between regions. Now, this memory card didn't launch with the PC Engine. Originally, the games just either had password saves or no saves. A year after the PC Engine launched, the PC Engine CD-ROM 2 system launched. Originally as this suitcase unit, which had the PC Engine on one side and the CD-ROM unit on the other. This was the first time a game console could play games off a CD. Mine doesn't work, which is a whole other video. But the point is, it connected to the PC Engine via this interface unit, and this interface unit has storage space on it, somewhere to save your game to. You'd think that was just logical because CDs needed somewhere to save their game, but these cartridges could never save their game either, so I guess they just realized that it was something they were missing. So now we've got card games and CD games that are saving to these interface units. Not everybody could afford to buy a CD interface, but it would still be nice to have somewhere to save your card games that support it. And that's why this exists. It's somewhere for you to save your games that support it without having to buy the CD add-on. There were almost no memory devices on the market at the time, so they didn't have any ideas to copy off, and as an old alternative to having this thing connected, this looks pretty good. Now I do have quite a few PC Engine games, but most of them are card only. I've only got about half a dozen card games in their cases, which is annoying because the only way to find out whether they can even save to this thing is to look at the cover. The ones that can save have this little backup memory logo in the shape of a battery. The games themselves don't give anything away, and I couldn't find any list of compatible games online. I've got no idea what Bloodier is, so we'll try that. I kind of thought the main menu would have an option to load. It's only showing me the password though. Oh, it's a slide puzzle? Is that it? Did I just have to get it to the other side? Or what's going on? Oh, the longer you go, the better the score. What's happening now then? Is it gonna wrap? Ah, it wraps. Turbo, turbo, turbo. And that's it. I'm gonna have done it. Hopefully I don't have to go to an end. Yay! Try next level. Okay, what if I just end it early? I just want to use the save feature. Oh, my ball broke. Well, I don't know how to use the save features in this game, so we'll put a different game in. That's better, we've got a load option straight away. This game does also support the password save feature if you don't have the memory unit though. Oh, it was incorrect. As good as Bomberman is, I'm hoping I don't have to play for very long, otherwise it's going to make it hard for me to experiment with save files. In fact, I'm just going to get game over immediately and see if I can get a save file happening. Ah, save! And there's my password for the beginning of the first level, Babaka. Now, apparently you can change the batteries and still keep your save game. I wonder how long that actually gives you though. I've taken the batteries out. Oh, I've fumbled the batteries. Then I've put them back in again. And now let's see what happens. Apparently you do get enough time to change the batteries without losing. Shoo, you be quiet, you. Oi, settle, settle. Apparently you do get enough time to change the batteries without losing your save file, but we'll see. Nope, I did not get enough time. I wonder if you even can if you race. Yeah, I am a Bomberman Pro. I suppose I should test to make sure that the game even saves it all when the power's lost and then comes back. And it does, okay, so why doesn't it save when I change the batteries? Look, this has given it like 1 second. That is inhumanely fast battery changing. It's gone. So either I'm doing it wrong or there's something wrong with my unit. So I've made another save file and I have an idea of how you might be able to change your batteries without losing it. What happens if you just do it while the console's still running? Battery out, other battery out, wait for freaking ages, and then batteries back in. Then turn it off, and when I turn it on, I should have my save file still. And I do. So you can change the batteries without losing your save file, you just have to do it with the console powered on. And since that's about as exciting as a memory card gets, it's time to rip it apart. I'm wondering if this has as little inside as it feels like it does. It's super light. And for no other reason than I just read it on the back here right now, the name of this thing, Ten no Koe 2, is because it's the sequel to the password save system that Hudson Soft used in a previous game called Momotaro Densetsu. Ten no Koe means voice of the heavens. All right, let's see what's... Oh, it's not coming apart happily. Yeah, that's looking very basic. So we've got a bunch of generic components in here, which probably just do the battery management. Over here, we've got our actual save space. This is 2 kilobytes of RAM. To put that into perspective, this is how many of this chip you would need to have the same amount of storage space as my 1 terabyte SD card I showed earlier. On the back of the board, there's 1 chip. This is Hudson's own memory manager chip. There's not much information on it, but it interfaces between the PC Engine and that RAM chip. So as I expected, there's absolutely no reason for this thing to be as large as it is, other than to just make you feel like you're getting more for your money, really. And looking in here, there's nothing wrong with mine. There's no way to keep this RAM powered without the batteries in there for any time at all. You could put a big capacitor in there to achieve that function, but they didn't. And that's it, the Tenokoe 2. As far as I can tell, the physically largest game console memory card. Whoa, hold up. I've done a Bringus, brought you into my editing area. I haven't even finished my video yet, and I've just found this freaking I was lying the whole time. Look at that. There's a bigger memory card, and it is for the PC Engine. It's a later one. It's called the Backup Booster 2, and it's actually the same thing as the Tenokoe 2, except for it has built-in batteries that recharge. I actually already knew about the original Backup Booster, but it has AV outputs on it, so I didn't count that as just a memory card. It does other things as well. But this was a later cost-cut version that didn't have that. It was only for saving. This thing's only a memory card, and freaking look at the size of it next to the Tenokoe 2. Well, I'm sorry I misled you. I'm gonna have to get me one of these, and if you know a bigger memory card, please tell me. Leave a comment. If you'd like early ad-free access to all my videos, at least one exclusive video, and a photo of every single thing I get from my video game collection, because I've been collecting for a while and I'm always getting new stuff, then you can follow me on Floatplane for $2.50 a month. Or if all you want is the photos and to be part of my community, you can follow for $1 a month. The link's in the description. I'll see you on Floatplane.